Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about Contentstack. Before we jump to details, let's quickly discuss what is Contentstack. Contentstack is a powerful headless CMS. It provides awesome features beyond what we expect from a standard CMS, and at the same time is really easy to use and flexible. And what it means for us. In modern days, we have different kind of applications running on different kind of devices. We may have a web portal, a product landing page, and a mobile app. With Contentstack, we are decoupled from the application interface. It means that we manage content from a single place that we can publish to one or more channels. At the same time, we are free and not limited to choose which technology we want to build our applications. So the website landing page could be built with Astro, the portal could be using Next.js, and the mobile application using React Native. As you can see, we are dealing with three different kind of technologies, but none of these matter because the CMS is decoupled from those applications. So we are really free to choose different technologies and also have a single place where we work with data. Imagine the scenario where we have a marketing campaign and we have an announcement to do saying that our company acquired another company. From a single place in Contentstack, we can publish this announcement, and this would be available on the web portal, on the website landing page, and at the same time in the mobile application. Easy as you can imagine. That's the power that Contentstack brings for us. Also, there are scenarios that we have software that we need to change. For example, past year, we built our landing page that is smaller using Contentstack and Astro. And on the next year, we would like to expand this landing page to be a bit more. And we would like to switch to Next.js. We only have to work on the interface. Everything else will stay as it was. We don't need to worry. So we can upgrade our application. We can migrate our application to different technologies. We can rebrand our application without changing the content. So this is awesome. In the past, it was not like that. It was really time expensive. And today, it's much more easier, especially with Contentstack. And before we keep talking about the theory here, let's go hands-on. To illustrate what we are going to work today, we have a web portal here. A standard one with navigation in the top, a hero banner, some cards, and footer. This helps to illustrate something that is the same among pages. For example, the top navigation and the footer. At the same time, the landing page in the middle. And what are the build blocks we have to create this kind of page over here? The first block from this build block is a content model. Let's assume a content model is a data schema. Imagine a form that we are sending to someone to fill with a few informations like name, occupation, flavor preferences, descriptions, and etc. On this form, we will have fields and field types. For example, might be a text box, might be a multi-line text box, might be just a check or a drop-down with the flavors. So this is the data schema, is how we organize and what we will have in that data, which fields and which field types. Basically, this is a content type. And as I was talking before, working with Contentstack is really, really easy. It is really powerful. We can do many things with it. We have many options, many features. But it doesn't block you to work with it if you are not from the technical side. Let's assume you are a business oriented and you are only worried about changing the content, some marketing, advertisements, etc. You don't need to worry because Contentstack is really straightforward, as you can see over here. Let's start, though, creating a new content model. When we click to create a content model, the first thing Contentstack will prompt us is, hey, what is the name from this content model and what is the type? So I will type here example page. You see why we are typing the content type name. At the same time, it generates the unique identifier It cannot be changed after we define it, but we can change the name. And also, which type of content is this? I won't use technical aspects here to talk about it. I will always try to illustrate, make it easy to understand. Let's think a type in the following scenario. The content you are going to build is something that repeats. For example, it is a blog post, or is something that should be only one, like the homepage. These kind of questions helps you to decide. In our case, we can create more than one example pages. So let's choose multiple. We can save. And after saving that, as you can see, the interface here is really straightforward. We have the title of our content, which type it is, and we have the title field. This title field is a default field. We cannot remove that. But to add or remove fields is really easy. We just need to click on this plus sign and choose which field type we want. As you see, and I was talking about, it is really powerful. At the same time, it is really simple. So we have many different field types here. A single line text box, a multi-line text box, a rich text, a select. Let's say we have a field that is a flavor or color, right? We would have many options. Modular blocks. This is really powerful for developers, for content authors, and especially they love this kind of feature over here. But we are going to talk more about it soon. We have number field, Boolean field, and many others. For example, reference field to reference another content entry, group to organize the fields, and file, where we can choose image, for example. So let's start with the basic, just a single line text box. I will type here. Page title, and after adding the display name, we have placeholder, some instructions that goes right below the field, some help text if it is a bit more complex, and we can also go on advanced tab. Here, as I was saying, it's really easy to understand. You can define the limits of characters for this field. Let's imagine you have a page title, like this field over here. You don't want the user to overflow or create too much characters on that page title. Even though you have the live review, we are going to talk about it soon, that you will be able to see the page title on the page while you are typing. It's good to have some rules to keep the data organized. So let's say the minimum here is 5 and the maximum is 150. We can enter some error message if the user fails, some default value. This is really useful. Some regular expression. Of course, this is more advanced, but you can do almost anything with regular expression for validation, etc. So it's really powerful. And also some options. Here we have mandatory, and this helps a lot because prevent the user to publish this content without filling some mandatory fields. So we are going to save, and here we go. We have the page title. After, I just add a new one, a multi-line text box. Page description. I make this required as well. And to illustrate working with media, I will choose a file over here. You may think, hey, file, but how I do work with image? The intent from Contentstack is to be straightforward and easy to use. So a file is anything that points to an item on the asset library. So in this case, I will call it hero image. That will be an asset on the asset library, right? The image will be there. We are going to talk about it soon. But we can go here and emphasize that, hey, you only assign an image for this field. Because on the asset library, you, of course, can have an MP4 video there as well, right? But no, we just want to have an image here. So we have a few extra options here. We are going to talk about it now, and we can save. If we look here at the second time, we can see how easy it is to work with content modules here. You don't have to go through crazy navigations to find what you need, complex interface that scares you when you are going to change something. Is everything straightforward, everything easy to read. Looking here, I see, hey, this icon means it is a single line text. This icon means it's a multi-line text. This icon means it's a file. I want to delete, I want to change it again, some properties, I want to make it not required anymore. You can do anything from here. It's really quick. After that, we have our content model. The only thing we need to do is save and go to the content entry. Once we save here, we go back to the content types. To visualize it, we can have this search field here in the top. If I type example page, here is our content type. Our first block from our landing page. Everything as we were seeing before is here. From here, what is the next block we have on our landing page? The next block is the entry. The entry is where the content schema becomes real data. It's not a schema anymore. It will become a real entry on our CMS. So as you see, every single content entry is here. It's really easy to locate. Myself, I use the search box every time. For example, I would like to see the home page. I just type home here, and everything that have home will be here. It's really easy to find. I don't need to go through crazy navigations to locate it. It's everything available for us here. So let's look for working with the content model we just made. To create a new content entry, you can click on new entry and search for it. It's here already, example page, but we could type the name here. Once we choose, we can proceed. And again, I will repeat it many times, how easy it is to work with it. Everything we made on our data schema is available for us now. The title field, of course, is default, but the page title we made is here, is required as we define it, and also 150 maximum characters as we define it as well. The same for page description and the same for hero image, as you can see here. So let's quickly play here. Example page, just the title. This title will be available here on the entries when we see the list of entries available, but this page title is the real title that would be available in our page. So let's example page title, and here example page description. From here, we are almost there. Now we just need to choose the image. Remember when I said that item field is any kind of item inside the asset library, but we said there that should be only image. It's easy as you can imagine. So we choose a file over here. It will only list images for us. We can choose an image, select, and that's it. Here we go. Is everything we need is here. I know we are discussing about an example we just made a minute ago. We are going to work with a real one soon. So I can save it for later, and also we can publish this content. We are going to discuss about it, and we have the ability to translate that. So we may have in English, Spanish, Japanese, German. It's up to us. We can have the same content entry in different languages. So if your application, let's say some web portal, you manage from the single entry. You don't need to have many entries from different languages. On the other hand, you have versions. So every time I change something here, it will generate a new version. So you don't need to be worried when you are working with content on Contentstack, because you can roll back easily, or you can see what you were working before days ago, because you can just click over here and it will select the version 1. As you see, there is no 2 anymore here in the title. But if you want to see the latest one, you can go back and visit that again. This is something that is expected, but the way it is easy to use is really impressive. It's really impressive. You have this timeline over here. You have the author, the date, time, the version title, and something indicating which one is the latest. This helps a lot, especially when you are working with something that is really big. So you can scroll here and see many versions. Let's say you lost some description among versions. Someone did something, no one saw that. And after you realize, oops, we lost something here. Yeah, you can, but weeks ago was seeing something different. So you can go here. If you remember almost which week was, you can, oh yeah, that was it. You click here and here we go. You have the content you had in the past. You may go here, copy, go back to the latest version and update it with that thing you lost. So it's really safe to work with content here. Also, we have other layers like publishing targets that we are going to discuss soon. So going back from entries, we are going to talk about assets. Asset library on Contentstack is actually like a media library. Here, you have everything you need in a single place. What I'm talking about. Imagine you have all the image from your website, you have all the documents, PDF documents from your website. You may have some MP4 videos or anything like that, something you would like to make available for the users or displaying on the page. Yes, you can upload here and manage from here. You can create something we can call folders that helps you to organize. So you can keep every single asset, every single image from the About Us area on the website, the About Us page, inside the About Us folder. And when you click there, you have everything you need about that page, right? And it's easy to manage, as you can see, because everything is on a single page. And here on this example, you can see we have SVG together with PNG files. So everything will be here for us. To create a new asset is easy, as it is working with modules and also working with content entries. So if we click here, we can create a new nested folder under About Us, because we are under the About Us, and we can choose a file from computer. After choosing the file, we can upload here and make it available for the media library. As we already have many files here, we are not going to demonstrate that right now. So having this quick overview about the media library, we have an idea how easy it is working with it. It's similar to our Explorer on our computer, right? You have folders and you drag and drop around files, and that's it. Of course, if you have a few views over here, you can see things that was only made by you, things that were made by everyone else. You have option to create a folder before creating an asset. You have option to manage that folder or move to somewhere else or delete. You can rename it. As I said, like we do on our computer. It's natural, right? It's something that we expect. And this is what we have. It's powerful, modern, and simple at the same time. And for me, honestly, it's what matters in the end. Doesn't matter if you have lots of powerful features, if it is really unrealistic, right? Really hard to use. And this is not the case in Contentstack. It's really easy to use. So going away from the media library, let's go back to the content entry. But in this case, we are going to take the example page, the one we were discussing before, like this one, and talk about it. Here, we have a few things that I believe everyone will be happy to hear about. The first one, before I jump to modular blocks, is the live review. We have two ways to do live review. We have the visual experience and the live review. In my opinion, this live review from Contentstack is so easy to use that it feels invisible. You don't think that, hey, I'm using the live review. You just think, hey, I'm editing the content, and that's it. Because it's not complex. As you could see while I was talking, I did click on this right menu over here. We have the live review icon. We have many other options here as well, but let's stick to that. And when we click here, it opens a preview from this content. Something I didn't say before is this special field over here. And content entry can be a web page, but can be anything else. Can be any kind of content we wish. But if you want that to be a web page on your website, to have a path name that you can type there about us and open and see this content, you must have this URL field. Here is where we have, as you can see on this example, our path name. So why I'm talking about it? Because this is the reason why we can use the live review to see this content. Because this content over here have a directly relation with a page in the website, and this is why we can see in the live review. So looking here is the same thing we look here, right? But without easy to use or without a live review, you would have to change the page title somewhere here and pray to do something that would look cool, right? Because you would not have immediate feedback. So you would have to publish to a development environment, to a staging one, to validate that. But no, in this case here is right there. If we want to change, for example, here is the hero banner, right? Exactly what we are looking here. Remember when I was talking about having the constraints to limit the amount of characters a field would have? But I said, hey, even though we have the live review, so you would see that is a text overflow or is too much words, the title. You would have this immediate feedback on the live review. This is what I was talking about. Do you see how magic it is? We just mouse over the area that we want in the website, and it shows this small tag here, edit. If I click here, it will bring to us the fields. It will expand, move, scroll, whatever it have to do to make it available for us. Because you see, we have many fields in many places right here. So it will be really hard to, not really, but not too comfortable or easy to locate whatever we want to change, right? Especially if it's someone that wasn't working with this content entry before and have to, someone from business, for example, right? And say, hey, I have to ask someone else, where is that field where I can change that hero section? No, you just click here, expand the live review, mouse over. If this small tag is available, means you can edit here. You just click there, and here we go. Everything we need is over here. And that's it. When we type the content here, it will reflect immediately here. So if I start typing example, too many words, that's what we will see. Immediate feedback. And this is really awesome, because here in this example, we are just talking about changing something that already exists, right? But imagine you would like to build a page, and here is where Contentstack shine again. So remember when we were at, let's just go back to modules here, and we were under our example content module, but in this case, I'm looking for just this type over here. Remember when I was talking about the field options we could add if we mouse over and click on this plus sign. We had the modular blocks, and I said every content author and developer loves that. That's what I'm talking about. A hero section. We have a few cards. We have another special kind of card or any call to action. Imagine we are building a page from scratch. No one did set up that page for you, and it's up to you to choose which components you would like to display. This is where the modular blocks shine. You can think about the page like blocks: the hero section block, the cards block, the call to action block. You can add one or more if you wish, and this is the modular blocks. It's a collection of data structures. Imagine that you have a kind of data structure that you can repeat on your page. So besides the page title and everything we were discussing, you would like to have a kind of structure that is something easy to manage, to repeat, and to identify. We are going to call those data structures here as a components, or the official name, a modular block. So if we look over here, we have hero banner, simple banner, carousel, recent articles. As we were talking before, Contentstack is a headless CMS. It's decoupled from our application, because maybe in our Next.js portal, this is a special type of components, but maybe in our mobile application using React Native, it's another thing, right? In this case, it doesn't matter, because whatever we name in our application or we structure in our application, we would be expecting for a few fields to display information, right? To display data. And that's it. This is the modular block. It's a data structure that we can name it, organize it, define fields for it, and create one or more. In our example here, each block from the modular block, we are representing a real component in our portal. So as I was describing the hero banner, I can go much more and describe, for example, a contact form, dual content call to action, social media. That is something like here in the bottom, on the left, on the right, we have socials, that Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, today is X, right? And this is it. So after saying a lot of things about modular blocks, what is the overview? What is about? It's a way to give flexibility to the content author to add one or more, let's illustrate as components on a web page, for example. As I said, we are not limited to that. But in this example, to make it easy to understand, we can say that it's a way to add one or more components in our page without depending on the development or technical team. As long as those modular blocks are available and our application is expecting them, a content author can build a page alone, can modify this page. When I mean modify, it's not only changing titles, it's actually removing pieces of that page, giving a different look, changing colors, everything, using the modular blocks. So that's how powerful it is. If we go back here, everyone may be curious about how we are going to work with it, right? So as I said, it's easy to locate things here. Example, page example. We did there a page title, a page description, a hero image. Let's create a modular blocks section. I always keep modular blocks if there's only one here, but you can define a different name. And as you can imagine, it starts empty. So we can start with our first block. So hero banner. Here we go. Our first block is here. After that, we can create it. And do you see we have the plus sign here? Remember, as I was saying, I would repeat this a lot, how easy Contentstack is to work with. Again, it is really easy. We are talking about an advanced feature, a powerful feature, even though they managed to make this easy to use to any kind of occupation, being a content author, a developer, or anyone else. So it's the same look and feel, the same behavior, the same expectation from before. I just click here, choose the same types we had available. Of course, I will choose a single one. Title, I will add another one, hero description, and done. You see how easy it is? By mistake, I did create the fields in the content type level, not in the modular block level. And you can just drag and drop. Easy as you can imagine, again, right? And let's add a file, image, hero image. Done. This is it. This is all we need to create the idea for that example we were talking before. That is the quote components we would be using in our page. In this case, a hero banner. With this done, I will just create another one here, just a card to have one more example. Oops. I didn't save. Done. A card, and I'll be quick here. Card title and a card description. Done. Here we go. Let's save. Our content type is updated now. We are doing something a bit more advanced. That is the modular blocks. And let's go to the content entry. We call it before was example. Search for it. Example page. Remember when I say that it was really easy to update an entry and update a content model from that entry. Even I did update the content model from that entry. Everything stay here. But now we have our modular blocks. So I can add here the card title, description. I can add a hero title, a hero description. I can pick an image. You see now, when I did create that hero image field, I didn't specify it was an image, right? Like I did before. So now I'm able to see PDF here. That's why it's important to check that option if you only expect to add image. So I did select the image here, and that's it. We have the card, we have the title. I just need to save, and we have it. The biggest difference is here it's about flexibility. Yes, you could have a content model that is expecting a hero banner right after expecting a card, or right after expecting something else. Having modular blocks, you are not limited to that. You can add many options in the modular block fields, and it's up to the content author to add or remove something from there. So we have a landing page like this one, but you would like to add an announcement. Imagine having all the available options here. How long would be the scroll, right? It would be a big scroll. In this case, no, you just go here, and let's assume we have announcements here instead of card. And you would click on announcements, you would add, you see this icon over here? It means you can drag and drop. So you can sort the blocks. You can say, hey, the announcement comes first. And if we publish and look on the page, we will see the announcement there. So this is an overview how far we can go with modular blocks. Of course, we as I said, we have many other things to do with content models, content types, but it will be for another video. Now going back to our content entries, let's play a bit more with what we have over here. So let's go back to our example page and let's talk about a few things here. The first thing we are going to talk here is publishing. And right after talking about publishing, we can show the results we have and discuss about in publishing environments. So in this example over here, as we were discussing how easy it is, just a side note for people that is looking for understand how this works on the application side. For example, for working with Next.js, React applications, Contentstack provides an SDK that simplifies everything for you. How to connect Contentstack, how to manage the live review, and at the same time, how to tell Contentstack which elements on your component or web page is available for editing in the live review. So this is how this magic works. It's not something your development team would have to go crazy developing. No, it's something that is really simple to implement because it's already quotes done on the framework side from Contentstack they provide for us, right? And it's just a matter of configure things there and use it. So just a side note about how this works. It's not every element that will have this. It's only the ones that you specify, hey, this is possible to edit using the live review. But it's, as you see, it's almost everything here because it's really easy to use, right? So let's just do a quick test over here. That's what we are looking here is our demo page. And here's the title. I will just go here and click on edit. And as you can see, this hero is a modular block. We have lots of modular blocks here, but when I click here, it expands alone for me and highlight the field I want to work with. So I will just say 2026 here. I have immediate feedback. I say, yeah, this looks good. I can save, I can publish. So at this moment, we are going to demonstrate a publishing, and we are going to talk about publishing targets. Before we talk about publishing targets, let's just publish to see it workings, right? So let's click here and send. We may send with references, we may send without it. Reference is if we have other content entries that is connected to our content. Remember when I say that when creating a content module, you have the option is a field that will point to another content entry. It's something around it. But from now, we are going to work only with the entry we have here. So without references. And this web portal, we have different teams working with it. We have the production team that we have content authors creating production content. But before we release anything, let's say we are going to release about something about Christmas. When we are arranging, building the pages for Christmas, some campaign we would have on before Christmas, we are not going to publish to production to show to anyone else on a meeting for the company, right? We can choose a different target. So we can use the preview target. The preview target is a place where you're going to publish. We would have an address pointing to that preview target. And once we do that, we can discuss with the entire company in advance, hey, this is our marketing campaign. This is how it would look like, etc. Everyone could have feedback, could give feedback, could approve or not, etc. before we launch to production on the next weeks. Or you have new components. The development team is working on the new components, is working on a new UI, UX, etc. Again, we can publish to this different publishing target. That is the preview. And of course, development for the development team, where we can do almost anything right there. We can break the page, we can test, we can force issues with our components and our application side. We can unpublish. We can do everything we need without changing on production or preview. So having environments, we have flexibility, but doesn't mean they are limited to development, preview, and production or staging, right? We may have an environment that is specific for a special channel, only for a specific device, if you wish, right? It's not the case for every application, but we could have that as well, right? So we would have a special preview environment that we are going to change only things for the mobile application. And as you can see, it's up to us. As it is headless, it's up to us how we are going to use that. The same happens for select language. Here, when we are publishing, let's assume there is something that we are working with that is only available for United States. And actually, it's available for United States and Spanish countries, right, that speak Spanish. But we are doing a release that's still only on United States and will not be available for other countries on next week, for example. We can publish the content only in English, and the Spanish version will stay as it was. So you would not see that, hey, this mobile phone have a new color on another language, because we are not ready to deliver that product there yet, right? So you can update the campaign only for United States if you wish. Of course, there's another powerful tools to personalize for countries, etc., audiences. But I'm just trying to illustrate the flexibility when you are publishing content entries, right? We do have a lot of features, I was saying before, beyond what we expect from a CMS on Contentstack, but to help working with this case. But I'm just using this as an illustration, as an example, how easy is working with it. So I could publish only in English without affecting anything that is already in Spanish. And later on, okay, now I'm ready to publish in Spanish, so I could select Spanish over here, right? So you have this level of flexibility to work with publishing targets. So yeah, that's it for today. That's all we were talking about. As a plus, before we finish this video, I will just select awesome tool we have here. That is the visual experience. I really like this tool. It's similar to the web preview, but the difference is it's more easy than before to work with the page, because you see the page almost the same size you would be seeing on where it's published, right? And when you edit, you do not edit on a field that is on the left side like we were working with the live preview. You edit on the component itself. It's really amazing what you can do here. So as you could see, I just removed the 2026 from here, and that's it. I can go here, right, and choose something to change on these components over here. I can type hello over here, and I immediately have the feedback I need. It's something that is really friendly for especially for content authors and for anyone actually. It's a powerful feature. So that's why I say it is a plus, because we can do many things with this. We can open discussions. So we can add comments here before publishing, and everyone will be discussing about it before publishing. So we have, why we will do the discussion here, right? We can do discussion on the content entry as well, by the way. But in this way, we are able to track the decisions, right? We know why we have that content there, because everyone else were talking about it, and we have the past history from that decision. We have target audiences. I was talking about personalization before, but this will be for another video. We have drafts, so we can save a draft. Doesn't mean you have to save this as official release and publish. You have many options, right? And so this is a powerful option. You can navigate over here, go on any, for example, blog entry, right? So if I click here, and I can edit the blog entry from our web portal, easy. The feeling is like you are navigating on the web page, but you have the ability to edit at the same time. So this is how cool the visual experience it is for us. Okay, I think I did talk a lot. And as you can imagine, we even are scratching the surface because we do have a lot of features on Contentstack. Thank you everyone for your attention, and let's see you again on the next video. Bye-bye.